just got done with therapy and I wanted to give you guys an update on how it went because my therapist hit me with, unironically, the funniest line a therapist can, where she goes, "You're not going to like what I have to say." And I was like, I didn't like what she had to say. You joined me today walking on 25th and 7th, 6th, something, I don't know. We were going to get a haircut and then we are going to an Apple event for Formula One. Today's the first race of the season, so I'm gonna take you along.
A bit more, and that's what it is. And then by year 2, year 3, those production crews, they just felt like a part of the team, and then it was so easy to just carry on.
Today's been one of those days. I have like 9 million things going on and I'm not remotely close to done. It is 3:55. This is not good. I'm not promoting this. This is my first meal of the day. It's just been absurd. And usually I'm the person where it's like, you can fit a meal in, you can figure it out. Like today, I just blacked out at my computer editing things. And I just looked up and it's snowing again. Goodness. In lovely news, I have 5 minutes until therapy, which is great. Happy about that. Also, you know what was funny this week? I posted on my Instagram kind of a what I do for a living video, quick little minute and 30. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time with that. But I had so many people reach out to me and be like, "Are you hiring?" Like, that's what I wanna do. It was just very interesting. I'm not hiring, but I had some really lovely conversations with a bunch of you. It was nice. It was a nice part of my week that I just like was not expecting. So I have therapy in 3 minutes and that ends, and then I have 30 minutes like to chill for the first time today, and then I go to hot Pilates in the snow.
How are you feeling post SLT post this class?
I don't know why I'm doing this to myself right now, but whatever. All that keeps playing in my head is that audio that I've heard on TikTok where it's like, bring back a dead relative or be skinny, and the girl's like, skinny, 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 skinny. That's like just all I'm thinking about. Which is fun. In a healthy way. In a healthy way. Remember that. This, by the way, ground turkey in a pan. Sear that off with a whole bunch of spices to make it like bearable, because ground turkey is just so bland, it's so obnoxious. But it's good for you. And then I put in chicken stock and peas and carrots and let that reduce so there's like very, very little liquid left. And then I take in like a tablespoon and a half of mascarpone cheese and just kind of circle that in there. And that's what brings like a nice creamy, rich consistency. And it's like, it's not bad for you. I could be eating a million worse things, but it's good. It is good. It's super easy. I don't have a clue what the last clip you guys saw was. I just had like a crazy week of work and family stuff and whatever. My fiance and I went out to Long Island to see both of our families because she has a work trip for a while, so got to do those types of things. We also had an appointment with a florist for our wedding, so that was very exciting. I'll insert some clips, obviously, here and there. We're now back in Brooklyn. Look at how lovely this is. Look at all the fog. It's so sick. I love it. I'm going to get groceries. I'll be back. Happy St. Patrick's Day to my people. I know this video has been all over the place. I meant to record a couple things specifically, but kind of got away from me. And I'm probably going to edit it today and upload it tonight. So, actually no, it's probably going to go up tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 18th. I'm not sure when this is going to go up. Tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. I know I mentioned earlier in the video that I had a therapy session, and I was going to talk about that specifically. So I guess now's as good a time as any, just because it was a couple days ago, but whatever. It's always a good thing to talk about. I hadn't been to therapy in some time. A little bit of backstory. I've been going to therapy since I was 13 was my first session, and I went every Friday for 2 years because I was clearly dealing with something significant to be going that often. And then I stopped for about 1.5 years, and then I went back. I would say that in the last 18 years, yeah, it's been 18 years. My God, I'm getting old. Because it feels like I shouldn't be able to say 18 years have passed since anything, but whatever. I promise you a BetterHelp ad is not about to pop up or anything. It's just something that is so phenomenally important and has been in my life for so long. The long way around to say, if you can afford to go to therapy, or if you're contemplating it, if you're like, maybe I should try that, you should try it. You should try it. I will say there are good and bad therapists, so finding somebody, it might not be the easiest thing to discern right away, but I've definitely had therapists where I was like, that feels like terrible advice. And it's not that I was just being like thick in the head and didn't want to listen to what they were saying, because I've had phenomenal therapists as well that have pushed me and challenged me, but that's a whole different conversation. I will say that I don't think it's ever too late to start therapy, and that the sooner you start talking to somebody about your life and you discover that maybe things you didn't even think about are bothering you at the root of other problems, the sooner you do that, the better. It quite literally saved my life when I was young, when I was 13, 14. And so it's just a wonderful thing to talk about. And the reason I'm just like randomly going about this is because I had a really lovely session with my therapist, and I realized that I hadn't been in a little while, but I have been going for 18 years now. And I remember in high school, my English teacher, Mrs. Elwood, she asked the class if anybody had been in therapy before. Like it was part of one of the things we were reading, and she brought it up. And I raised my hand and I said, yes, I had been. And nobody else raised their hand, although I know a couple other kids in that class had been, which is totally fine if you don't want to talk about it. And I talked about it for 30 seconds. It was nothing major at all. But this was also 2008, something like that, where it wasn't so commonplace to be in therapy. And after class, I had 2 kids at different times come up to me and be like, wow, like a lot of people, they're scared to talk about going to therapy because, this is from one kid specifically, because people are like, oh, that person must be like a little crazy if they have to go to therapy, or like something's really wrong. They later went on to say that I kind of took the sting out of it a little bit. And that was a lovely compliment. And so I think about that conversation often, actually. And maybe this moment right here, somebody goes, yeah, I guess I should try it. And if one person does, that's phenomenal. So it was just something that I wanted to talk about for 2 seconds. And like I said, this whole like posting things on YouTube is just going to be kind of just my train of thought and different things that are happening in my life. I know it hasn't been terribly exciting on this channel, mostly because it's just been winter. I'm just been stuck in my apartment working, which is not a bad thing, but soon it'll be more exciting. Soon we'll have boats in the water and we'll be out east on Long Island and just kind of trying to enjoy a little more of spring and summer and all that stuff. So, and as we get close to wedding stuff, that'll be exciting as well. But that's it. That's all I really wanted to chat about for a second. Yeah. I hope you have a good Tuesday. Good St. Patrick's Day.